Good evening, everyone. Tonight, this gentle story is meant to slow your thoughts, soften your breathing, and guide you toward rest. As the words unfold, let your eyes grow heavy and your mind drift far back in time to a quiet medieval village where life moves slowly and peacefully, and nothing asks more of you than simply listening. We drift into the soft dawn of a medieval village, where a farmer wakes before the sun fully rises. The air is cool, carrying the scent of damp earth and resting fields. His life is simple, shaped by seasons rather than clocks. Each morning begins the same way, not with urgency, but with quiet purpose. In this slow beginning, very calm, as the farmer steps into another familiar, guided routine and the promise of steady work ahead. The farmer moves gently from his straw bed, careful not to wake the household. Wooden floors creak softly beneath his feet as dim light filters through a small window. He pauses, breathing deeply, feeling the cool stone walls that have sheltered generations before him. There is no rush here, only habit. Outside, roosters call in the distance, and the village slowly stirs, wrapped in a rhythm older than memory itself. Before the fields, there are animals to tend. The farmer steps into the yard, where the ground is damp with night dew. Chickens rustle, cows shift patiently, and the sounds are soft and familiar. He greets them without words, hands moving with practiced care. These small tasks anchor the morning, reminding him that life depends on quiet consistency. Nothing is hurried, and nothing is wasted in this peaceful exchange. As the sun climbs higher, the farmer prepares his tools. Worn wood and iron rest in his hands, shaped by years of use. Each mark tells a story of labor and patience. He checks them slowly, knowing they will serve him again today. This moment of preparation is almost meditative, a pause before effort begins. In these simple objects, the farmer finds trust, comfort, and the quiet assurance of another steady day. The farmer walks toward the fields, footsteps steady along a narrow dirt path. The land stretches before him, familiar and unchanging. Birds glide overhead as morning fully awakens. He feels no separation from this world, only belonging. The fields are not just his work, but his companion through life. As he reaches the soil, he breathes out slowly, ready to begin, wrapped in the calm promise of routine and earth. Tonight, the farmer steps into the open field where the soil waits quietly beneath his feet. He bends slowly, feeling the cool earth through his hands, dark and full of promise. Each movement is measured, unhurried, shaped by years of repetition. The field does not demand speed, only care. As birds call softly nearby, the farmer begins his work, knowing that patience, more than strength, is what allows the land to provide. The plough moves steadily through the ground, guided by the farmer's calm hands. The sound of soil turning is slow and soothing, almost like a gentle rhythm. Oxen pull forward without strain, trusting the familiar path. With each line carved into the earth, the farmer feels connected to countless mornings like this before. There is comfort in repetition, where effort blends seamlessly with silence, and time seems to stretch without urgency. The sun climbs higher, warming the farmer's back as he pauses to rest. He straightens slowly, wiping his brow, and gazes across the fields he knows so well. Rows of soil lie quietly behind him, evidence of steady labor. This pause is not laziness, but respect for the body and the day. In stillness, he listens to wind and distant village sounds, letting the moment pass gently. Seeds are scattered carefully into the prepared ground, each one placed with hope rather than certainty. The farmer knows not all will grow, yet he gives each seed the same care. This quiet faith defines his life. Kneeling again, he covers them gently, as though tucking the earth itself into sleep. Act is simple, almost tender, as in small, unseen moments. As the work slows, the farmer stands at the edge of the field, breathing evenly. The land rests now, holding what it has been given. He feels no need to rush onward. The day will unfold as it always does. With tools resting at his side and the sun steady above, he turns homeward, carrying quiet satisfaction, knowing that slow, faithful work is enough for this peaceful life. Tonight, the farmer returns slowly from the fields as the sun settles high in the sky. His steps are unhurried, guided by familiar paths worn smooth by years of walking. The village rests in a gentle hush, touched by warmth and drifting dust. This is the quiet middle of the day, when effort softens into pause. The farmer feels the steady beat of his breath, knowing rest is not earned, but simply part of life's natural balance. Inside the farmhouse, cool shadows welcome the farmer home. He sets his tools aside and washes his hands slowly, watching water darken with soil. The simple act feels grounding, a gentle closing of the morning's labor. Wooden walls hold the quiet, broken only by distant sounds of village life. Here, time loosens its grip. The farmer sits, allowing his muscles to soften, grateful for this peaceful pause before the day continues. A modest meal waits on a rough wooden table. Bread, cheese, and water are enough. The farmer eats slowly, savoring each bite without thought of excess. Food here is nourishment, not distraction. With every chew, his body recovers from the morning's work. Outside, insects hum softly in the heat. This moment of eating is unremarkable, yet deeply comforting, reminding us that simplicity often brings the greatest ease. After eating, the farmer leans back and closes his eyes. Not fully asleep, he drifts into a light rest, listening to the sounds around him. The house breathes softly, through small openings. This gentle stillness restores more than sleep ever could. In these moments, the farmer feels time stretch and thin, as if the world itself pauses to rest alongside him. When the farmer rises again, the day feels renewed. The heat begins to fade, and purpose returns without pressure. He stands slowly, steady and calm, ready to move once more. Outside, the land waits patiently, never demanding haste. This rhythm of work and rest guides his life, teaching that balance is not taught, but lived. With a quiet breath, he steps forward, prepared for the afternoon ahead. Tonight, The farmer steps back into the open air as afternoon light softens the land. Shadows stretch gently across the fields, and the heat no longer presses heavily on his shoulders. This part of the day carries a quieter energy, slower and forgiving. The farmer feels steady, restored by rest, and ready to continue. There is no struggle in his movement, only acceptance of the hours as they pass, calm and unremarkable. Repairs call for patient hands. A loose fence, worn by weather and time, waits near the field's edge. The farmer kneels, fitting wood together with care, each motion deliberate. He does not curse the damage, knowing where is natural. Fixing what is broken feels quietly satisfying. In this gentle labor, there is peace, as the farmer restores order without urgency, guided by familiarity rather than effort. The animals are checked once more. The farmer moves among them slowly, hand resting briefly on warm hides. He listens for signs of unease, though all seems well. These creatures are companions in his daily rhythm, sharing the same land and seasons. Their calm reassures him. With each quiet inspection, the farmer feels grounded, reminded that care is given not loudly, but through steady presence and attention. Clouds drift lazily overhead as the farmer pauses again. He looks across the fields, now settled and still. Work has been done enough for one day. This pause is not empty, but full of quiet satisfaction. The land holds his effort without comment. In this stillness, the farmer feels deeply connected to the passing day, aware that nothing more is required of him in this moment. As afternoon fades, the farmer gathers his tools and turns homeward. The path feels softer now, familiar beneath tired feet. The day gently loosens its hold, preparing for evening. There is comfort in knowing what comes next, for every day ends as it begins, without surprise. With a slow breath and steady steps, the farmer carries the quiet weight of another simple day completed. Tonight, the sky begins to soften as evening settles over the medieval village. Colors fade gently from gold to quiet blue, and the farmer feels the day releasing its final warmth. His pace slows naturally, guided by tired muscles and peaceful thoughts. Evening is not an ending here, but a gentle closing. The farmer breathes deeply, welcoming the calm that arrives with dusk. Knowing rest now walks beside him without hurry or demand. Smoke rises lazily from nearby cottages as families prepare their evening meals. The farmer passes familiar homes, exchanging silent understanding with others returning from their work. Words are unnecessary. Shared routine binds the village together more strongly than conversation. Footsteps echo softly on packed earth paths. In this quiet return, there is belonging, a sense that each person fits naturally into this calm, repeating pattern of simple lives. Inside the farmhouse, the farmer lights a small fire. Flames flicker gently, chasing shadows along stone walls. The warmth settles into the room, slow and comforting. He prepares another modest meal, movements unhurried, familiar. The crackle of fire becomes the evening's music. This simple, ritual signals safety and closure, reminding the farmer that the day has been lived fully and nothing more is required of him now. The farmer eats slowly, savoring warmth rather than taste. Outside, darkness gathers without fear. The world feels smaller, closer, held by firelight and quiet breath. Each bite marks the passing of time, steady and gentle. This is not indulgence, but nourishment for body and spirit alike. In the soft silence, the farmer feels gratitude without naming it, content within the limits of a simple evening. As the fire settles into glowing embers, the farmer prepares for rest. Tools are placed aside, doors secured, and the day is gently released. Outside, stars begin their quiet watch over fields and roofs alike. The farmer pauses, tenderly dawn, but peaceful. Sleep approaches naturally, carried on the steady rhythm of a life lived slowly and without excess. Tonight, darkness settles fully over the village, wrapping roofs and fields in gentle silence. The farmer lies awake for a short while, listening to the quiet sounds of night. A distant owl calls, wind brushes the walls, and everything feels held and secure. His body rests heavily, warmed by the day's labor. In this stillness, thoughts slow and soften, drifting without effort, as night calmly claims its place over the land. Memories of the day move through the farmer's mind without urgency. The soil, the animals, the steady work all return gently, like familiar faces. There is no judgment here, only quiet acknowledgement. The day was enough. Each task was done in its time. As these thoughts pass, they leave behind a deep sense of balance, reminding the farmer that life does not ask for more than presence and patience. Outside, the fields rest as deeply as the people who tend them. Crops stand still beneath the stars, holding the farmer's efforts in silence. The earth cools, breathing slowly after the warmth of day. This shared rest binds land and labor together. Nothing moves quickly now. The world feels suspended, calm and complete, as if time itself has chosen to sleep alongside the village. Farmer's breathing evens out, rising and falling a slow, steady rhythm. Sleep arrives gently, without struggle. His body releases its weight into the straw bed, muscles loosening one by one. Dreams form quietly, shaped by earth and routine rather than worry. In this deep rest, the farmer is restored, ready to greet another day that will ask for the same simple devotion. The farmer's breathing evens out, rising and falling in a slow, steady rhythm. Sleep arrives gently, without struggle. His body releases its weight into the straw bed, muscles loosening one by one. Dreams form quietly, shaped by earth and routine rather than worry. In this deep rest, the farmer is restored, ready to greet another day that will ask for the same simple devotion. The village reign peace, watch no vash, no bell ring, no voice rise. Life pauses here, not ending, only resting. The farmer sleeps, the land waits, and tomorrow already exists unhurried and certain. In this gentle cycle, there is comfort beyond words. Let this calm linger with you as the night deepens and rest settles softly into your own quiet breath. Tonight, The night stretches gently toward its end, though darkness still holds the village in quiet care. The farmer sleeps deeply now, unaware of time's slow turning. Outside, the air cools further, carrying the scent of earth and grass. This hour belongs to stillness alone. Nothing moves with purpose yet. The world seems to hold its breath, resting fully, preparing softly for the return of light and another familiar day. A faint change touches the sky, almost unnoticed. Stars begin to soften as the first hint of morning waits beyond sight. The farmer shifts slightly in his sleep, body responding to rhythms learned over years. Even without waking, he feels the approach of dawn. This quiet awareness is not thought, but instinct, woven deeply into a life shaped by sun and soil rather than measured hours. Inside the farmhouse, shadows rest gently along the walls. The fire has long faded to ash, yet warmth lingers in stone and wood. The farmer's breathing remains slow and steady, untouched by worry or urgency. This deep rest is earned without striving. In these moments, the body repairs itself quietly, gathering strength for work that will arrive naturally without command or pressure. Outside, animals stir faintly, sensing the coming change. A horse shifts its weight, chickens rustle softly in their shelter. These small movements ripple through the silence like whispers. The farmer does not hear them, yet he is part of this shared rhythm. All life here listens to the same unseen signal, waiting patiently for morning to gently open the day once more. The sky lightens just enough to promise what comes next. Dawn waits beyond the hills, unhurried and certain. The farmer remains asleep, cradled by quiet and routine. Nothing is required yet. This final moment of night is complete in itself, a soft bridge between rest and work. Let this calm linger with you as the world prepares to begin again, slowly and without sound. Tonight, the first pale light finally reaches the edges of the village, moving slowly across rooftops and fields. Dawn arrives without sound, gentle and patient. The farmer still rests, but the world around him begins to wake. Cool air shifts, carrying promise rather than demand. This moment feels tender, as if the day is being carefully unwrapped. Nothing rushes forward. Light simply appears, offering another beginning shaped by calm and quiet certainty. Inside the farmhouse, the farmer stirs as morning touches the window. His eyes open slowly, meeting the familiar dim glow. There is no alarm, only habit guiding him awake. He stretches gently, feeling strength return to rested limbs. Another day has arrived, unchanged and welcoming. The simplicity of this awakening carries comfort, reminding us that life does not need surprise to feel full or meaningful. The farmer rises once more, feet finding the floor with quiet certainty. Morning air fills his lungs as he stands, steady and calm. Outside, birds begin their soft calls, greeting the light. This sound is not noise, but réassurance. The farmer prepares for the day exactly as before, knowing that repetition is not emptiness, but stability. Each morning mirrors the last, and that sameness feels safe. As he steps outside, dew clings to the grass beneath his feet. The land feels cool and alive, refreshed by night. Fields stretch quietly before him, unchanged yet full of possibility. The farmer pauses, taking in the moment without thought. D'indection en l'ipresse. In this still pause, the world feels balanced, as if nothing has been lost and nothing needs to be hurried. Morning fully opens its eyes, and the cycle begins again. The farmer moves forward, guided by routine rather than will. Where qu'il come, rest whiz has. There is deep peace in knowing what the day holds. As light spreads across the fields, let your thoughts grow lighter too, carried by this steady rhythm, where life unfolds slowly, gently, and always enough. The morning settles into its familiar shape as the farmer begins his chores once more. The light is brighter now, yet still gentle, spreading warmth across the land. He walks calmly toward the animals, feeling the earth firm beneath his feet. Nothing feels new, yet nothing feels dull. This return to work carries comfort, like a well-known melody. The farmer moves with ease, guided by memory, rhythm, and the quiet promise of another steady day. The animals greet the farmer with soft movement and sound. He feeds them patiently, hands steady, thoughts unhurried. Each creature receives the same care, given without expectation. This daily exchange feels balanced and fair. The farmer understands that tending life requires consistency more than effort. In these quiet moments, surrounded by simple sounds, the world feels complete, as if nothing exists beyond this small, steady circle of care. Buckets are filled, gates are checked, and small repairs are noticed before they become problems. The farmer's eyes see what needs attention without searching. Experience guides him gently. These tasks are not heavy, only necessary. Each one fits neatly into the morning, like stones placed carefully along a path. There is calm satisfaction in knowing that small actions, done daily, quietly hold life together without ever asking for praise. The village slowly comes alive around him. Distant voices drift through the air, faint and unhurried. Other farmers move through their own routines, each life unfolding alongside the next. There is comfort in this shared rhythm, though little is spoken. The farmer feels connected without needing closeness. Together, they shape the day simply by beginning it, each quiet action adding to the calm heartbeat of the village. As the sun climbs higher, the farmer pauses briefly, leaning on a wooden post. Morning chores are nearly complete. He breathes slowly, feeling the steady strength of his body and the calm of familiar work. Soon, the fields will call again. There is no rush to answer. The day stretches ahead, wide and patient, offering time enough for everything, and asking only that he move forward as he always does. The farmer turns once more toward the fields as morning matures into full light. The path is familiar, worn smooth by countless footsteps. Sunlight rests gently on the land, not yet heavy or demanding. He walks with quiet confidence, knowing exactly where each step will fall. This return feels natural, almost inevitable, like a tide moving back to shore. Fields wait patiently. Opponentgal receive care again. Tools are lifted once again, their weight familiar and reassuring in the farmer's hands. He begins slowly, letting his body settle into the rhythm of work. The soil yields gently beneath. D'arcant cool. There is no struggle here, only cooperation between hand and earth. Each movement feels practiced and smooth, shaped by years of repetition. Whirly best, unbroken flow. As he works, the farmer listens to the sounds around him. Wind moves softly through grass, insects hum lazily, and distant birds call without urgency. These sounds guide the pace of the day more than thought ever could. Time feels wide and unmeasured. In this gentle soundscape, the farmer's mind remains quiet, focused only on the task before him, finding rest even while his body continues its steady labor. The sun climbs slowly, warming the farmer's shoulders. He pauses briefly, straightening his back, eyes scanning the land. What he sees is enough. The field holds his effort without complaint or praise. This balance feels deeply satisfying. There is no thought of finishing quickly, only of doing the work well. In this unhurried pace, the farmer feels aligned with the day itself, moving neither ahead nor behind it. Work continues gently, one row at a time. The farmer knows when to slow, when to move, guided by instinct rather than plan. The field slowly changes beneath his care, shaped quietly by steady hands. This progress does not shout for attention. It simply exists. As the morning deepens, the farmer remains calm and present, wrapped in a rhythm that asks for nothing more than patience and quiet dedication. The morning gently leans toward midday, and the farmer feels the change without looking at the sky. The light grows stronger, resting longer on the fields and warming the earth beneath his feet. His movements slow slightly, guided by experience rather than thought. This hour carries a quieter strength, steady and full. The farmer continues his work calmly, knowing the day unfolds best when nothing is forced or hurried. Sweat gathers slowly on the farmer's brow as effort meets warmth. He paused now, standing tall breathibly. These small rests are woven naturally into the work, never planned, never counted. The field does not mind waiting. In these pauses, the farmer listens to his body with respect. This quiet understanding keeps his labor gentle and enduring, allowing the day to move forward without strain. Nearby, the village hums faintly with life. Sounds drift across the fields, softened by distance and wind. The farmer hears them without distraction, comforted by their presence. He is alone, yet never separate. This shared existence brings quiet reassurance. Everyone moves through their own tasks, bound together by time and land. The farmer returns to his work, feeling supported by this unseen, steady community around him. The soil feels warmer now, looser beneath the farmer's hands. He works carefully, aware of how the land responds. Years of tending have taught him to notice these subtle changes. This attention is not effort, but habit. Each small adjustment keeps the work smooth and respectful. In this silent conversation between farmer and field, there is harmony, where neither demands too much and both move forward together. As the sun reaches its highest point, the farmer senses it is time to stop, not finished, but complete for now. He straightens slowly, surveying the field with quiet satisfaction. The land rests again, holding his work gently. With tools lowered and breath steady, he turns back toward the village. Midday calls for rest, and the farmer answers willingly, carrying calm with him as he walks. The farmer walks back toward his home as midday heat settles gently over the land. His steps are slower now, not from tiredness, but from understanding the hour. The village seems hushed, wrapped in warmth and light. This is the time when effort softens into stillness. The farmer feels relief without excitement, knowing rest waits for him naturally, just as it always does, without needing to be earned or announced. Inside the farmhouse, cool air greets the farmer like an old friend. Stone walls hold back the heat, creating a calm shelter from the sun. He sets his tools aside carefully, each placed where it belongs. This simple order brings comfort. As he sits, the silence feels full rather than empty. The world outside continues, but here time slows, allowing the farmer's body and thoughts to settle gently. A simple meal is shared with no ceremony. Bread is broken slowly, water sipped with care. The farmer eats without distraction, listening only to his own breath. Food restores him quietly, without excess or indulgence. This moment feels steady and grounding, reminding us that nourishment is most powerful when it is simple. The heat outside hums softly, while inside, peace settles deeper with every unhurried bite. After eating, the farmer reclines slightly, eyes growing heavy. He does not force sleep, but allows rest to come if it wishes. Sounds blur gently, drifting in and out of awareness. This half-sleep carries its own comfort, easing the body without pulling it fully away from the day. In this quiet drifting, the farmer feels restored, as though the land itself is lending him strength through stillness. When the farmer finally rises, the heat has softened and the world feels gentler again. Rest has done its quiet work. He stands calmly, stretching slowly, ready to move once more. Outside, the fields wait without impatience. There is no urgency to return, only a natural pull. With steady breath and peaceful mind, the farmer prepares to continue the day, balanced once more between effort and ease. The afternoon opens slowly, like a door pushed gently by the wind. The farmer steps outside once more, feeling the sun now softer, less demanding. Shadows stretch longer across the ground, cooling the land inch by inch. This hour carries quiet strength, neither rushed nor heavy. The farmer breathes deeply, sensing balance return. Work will continue, but calmly, shaped by the understanding that the hardest part of the day has already passed. Smaller tasks fill this part of the day. The farmer checks storage, adjusts tools, and prepares what will be needed tomorrow. These actions feel gentle, almost thoughtful. Nothing presses for immediate completion. Each movement feels intentional, careful, and unhurried. The farmer knows this preparation is just as important as labor in the fields. In tending to tomorrow, he finds calm reassurance that the days ahead will remain steady and familiar. The village feels alive again, though softly so. Children's voices drift briefly, then fade. Doors open and close without sound. The farmer notices these moments without stopping his work. They remind him that life continues all around, layered gently upon itself. He does not need to take part to feel included. Simply being present within this shared rhythm brings a deep sense of belonging and quiet satisfaction. The farmer returns briefly to the field's edge, not to work hard, but to observe. He checks growth, soil, and sky, learning what the land quietly shares. This watching is calm and respectful. Experience speaks without words. The farmer adjusts plans without effort, guided by subtle signs. In this quiet attention, he feels deeply connected, knowing the land responds best when it is listened to, not commanded. As the afternoon begins to lean toward evening, the farmer feels no resistance. The day has flowed smoothly, each part finding its place. He gathers what he needs and turns homeward once again. There is peace in repetition, in knowing what comes next. With slow steps and steady breath, the farmer carries the calm of the land with him, ready to let the day gently close when the time arrives. Evening settles gently over the land for the second time, softer and more familiar than before. The sun lowers slowly, painting the sky with calm shades of gold and fading blue. The farmer feels the day loosening its grip, work falling away without regret. This hour carries quiet reward, not excitement, but peace. He walks calmly, knowing the effort of the day has been enough, and nothing more is being asked of him now. The farmer reaches his home as the first evening coolness touches the air. He sets down what he carries, movements slow and careful. The farmhouse waits patiently, unchanged and welcoming. Inside, shadows stretch along familiar walls. This return feels deeply comforting, like closing a well-read book. The farmer does not rush indoors, allowing the quiet moment to settle, standing briefly between daylight and night, balanced and calm. A small fire is lit once more, its glow gentle and steady. The flames flicker softly, filling the room with warmth and quiet sound. The farmer watches for a moment, letting his thoughts slow with the movement of light. This simple act marks the evening clearly, signaling safety and rest. The outside world fades slightly now, replaced by this contained, peaceful space shaped by stone, wood, and fire. The evening meal is prepared without hurry. Each movement feels familiar, almost automatic. The farmer eats slowly, appreciating warmth more than flavor. Outside, the sky darkens and the village grows still. This quiet meal completes the circle of the day. Nothing feels missing. In this simple nourishment, body and mind ease together, releasing the last tension of daylight as night draws closer. When the meal ends, the farmer sits quietly, listening to the fire settle. The day feels complete, folded neatly into memory. Outside, stars begin to appear once more. Soon, rest will come naturally. For now, he remains still, breathing slowly, letting calm deepen. This peaceful pause is not empty, but full, reminding us that endings can be gentle and that each day knows how to close itself softly. Night settles more deeply around the farmhouse, drawing a quiet curtain over the village. The farmer feels the gentle weight of the day fading from his body. Outside, paths disappear into shadow and the air grows cooler and still. This hour asks for nothing at all. The farmer moves slowly, guided by habit rather than thought, aware that the world is closing its eyes alongside him, ready for rest and silence. The farmer prepares his sleeping place with simple care. Straw is adjusted, a blanket drawn close. These small actions feel comforting, like familiar words repeated every night. The room is dim now, lit only by fading embers. Stone walls hold warmth and quiet. In this enclosed space, the farmer feels protected from the vast darkness outside, held safely within a rhythm that has guided countless nights before this one. The farmer lies down slowly, letting his body sink into rest. Muscles release their effort one by one, no longer needed. His breathing deepens, steady and calm. Thoughts drift briefly, then begin to fade. The sounds of night replace them, soft and distant. In this surrender to sleep, there is no resistance, only trust that morning will return gently, just as it always has. Outside, the fields rest under moon and stars, unchanged and patient. Crops stand quietly, holding the promise of future harvests. The land cools, breathing slowly in the dark. This shared stillness binds farmer and field together even in sleep. Nothing moves quickly now. Time stretches thin and gentle, allowing the night to deepen fully, wrapping the village in calm that feels endless and complete. The farmer sleeps deeply, carried by the steady rhythm of a simple life. The village is silent, the land at rest, and tomorrow waits patiently beyond the dark. There is comfort in knowing this cycle will continue without effort or change. Let this quiet remain with you now. As the night holds the farmer in peaceful sleep, allow your own breath to slow, your thoughts to soften, and rest to arrive gently. Far beyond the farmer's quiet dreams, the night begins its slow retreat. Darkness remains deep, yet something subtle shifts in the air. The stars seem softer now, less sharp than before. Time moves gently, without sound. The village sleeps on, unaware of the change. This hour belongs to transition, where nothing ends and nothing begins, and the world rests in a peaceful pause between darkness and light. The farmer sleeps without movement, breath slow and even. His body is fully at rest, restored by the quiet hours. Dreams pass lightly, shaped by fields and familiar paths. There is no tension in his sleep, only ease. Outside, the air cools just before morning. This deep rest prepares him gently for the day to come, without effort or awareness, guided by rhythms older than thought. The first faint line of light touches the far edge of the sky. It is barely visible, easily missed, yet certain. The land responds quietly. Grass holds its stillness. Rooftops remain dark. This moment feels sacred in its subtlety. Nothing stirs loudly. The world waits, patient and calm, as dawn gathers itself slowly, careful not to disturb the deep peace still holding the village. Within the farmhouse, the air feels cooler, fresher. The farmer shifts slightly, as if sensing the change without waking. This instinct shaped over years with the sun, evening sleep members. The coming day is already welcomed, not with thought, but with readiness. In this quiet moment, past and future feel balanced, meeting gently in rest. Dawn continues its patient approach, spreading promise rather than demand. Soon, light will return fully, and the cycle will begin again. For now, everything remains soft and still. Let this calm linger with you. As the farmer rests between night and morning, allow yourself to rest too, held by this quiet space where time slows. Breath deepens, and peace settles without effort. Morning returns quietly, touching the village with soft light and cool air. The sky brightens slowly, revealing rooftops, paths, and fields just as they were before. Nothing has changed, and that brings comfort. The farmer still sleeps, but the world around him begins to stir. This gentle awakening feels unannounced and kind, as if the day wishes to be welcomed rather than noticed, arriving without demand or sound. Inside the farmhouse, the farmer opens his eyes to the familiar glow of dawn. He lies still for a moment, listening. Birds greet the light softly, and the air feels clean and new. There is no surprise in this moment, only reassurance. Another day has arrived exactly as expected. The farmer rises slowly, feeling rested and steady, ready to meet the morning without hurry or resistance. The farmer stands and stretches gently, bones and muscles responding calmly. Each movement feels known, repeated countless times before. He dresses simply, guided by habit rather than thought. These quiet preparations feel grounding, like stepping into a role that fits perfectly. Outside, light continues to spread, patient and even. The farmer feels no rush to begin, knowing the day will unfold fully in its own time. Stepping outside, the farmer greets the morning air with a slow breath. Dew rests on the ground, cool beneath his feet. Fields stretch wide and familiar, waiting without impatience. The sky carries soft color, neither bright nor dark. This moment feels balanced and complete. The farmer pauses briefly, taking it in, feeling connected to the land that shapes his life and welcomes him back each day. The cycle begins again, steady and unchanged. Morning does not ask for effort or l'ipresse. The farmer moves forward calmly, guided by rhythm rather than thought. Where qu'il come, rest always has. As light spreads across the land, let your own thoughts soften. In this gentle repetition, there is deep peace, where life flows quietly and every beginning feels familiar and safe. The morning settles into motion as the farmer begins his work once again. Light now fills the fields fully, clear and gentle. He walks with steady steps, feeling strength return to his limbs. This hour feels familiar and welcoming, like a path walked many times before. The farmer does not think ahead or behind. He simply moves within the moment, allowing the day to shape itself naturally around his calm and practiced routine. Animals are tended first, greeted with quiet presence rather than words. The farmer feeds them slowly, movements smooth and unhurried. Each sound feels gentle and expected. This exchange brings balance to the morning, grounding the farmer in care rather than effort. He understands that life continues through these small acts, repeated faithfully. In this calm tending, there is peace, where nothing feels rushed and everything feels exactly as it should. Tools are lifted and set down with ease, their worn surfaces fitting perfectly into the farmer's hands. He returns to the fields, letting his body fall into rhythm without thought. The soil responds softly beneath his work. Each movement flows into the next, creating a quiet pattern that steadies the mind. In this gentle labor, time feels wide and forgiving, moving forward without pressure or demand. Sounds of the village drift faintly across the land. Other lives move alongside his own, each following its own rhythm. The farmer hears them without distraction, comforted by their presence. He is alone, yet deeply connected. This shared routine weaves the village together silently. In knowing that others work and rest as he does, the farmer feels a quiet belonging that requires no words or gestures. As the sun rises higher, the farmer pauses briefly, resting on his tool. Morning work is well underway. He breathes slowly, feeling grounded and present. The day stretches ahead, wide and patient. There is no urgency to fill it quickly. With a calm heart and steady body, the farmer returns to his task, trusting that the hours will unfold gently, just as they always have. The late morning carries a softer strength, steady and warm. The sun rests higher now, yet its light remains kind. The farmer continues his work without strain, guided by instinct and long habit. Each movement feels smooth and unforced. This hour holds a quiet confidence where effort and ease exist together. The farmer feels settled within it, knowing that the day is unfolding exactly as it should, without hurry or resistance. The farmer pauses to drink water, lifting the cup slowly. The coolness refreshes him without shock. He takes his time, letting the moment linger. Around him, the fields remain still, accepting the pause without complaint. This brief rest is part of the work itself, woven naturally into the rhythm of the day. In honoring his body's needs, the farmer keeps his labor gentle, steady, and enduring. The wind moves softly across the land, carrying distant sounds and fresh air. The farmer notices these changes without stopping his work. He adjusts his pace slightly, guided by feeling rather than plan. This awareness comes easily, shaped by years spent outdoors. In listening to the land, the farmer feels supported rather than challenged. The world does not oppose him here. It moves alongside him in quiet agreement. Shadows shift slowly as time continues its calm passage. The farmer glances briefly at the sky, then returns to his task. There is comfort in knowing where the sun stands, not by numbers, but by feeling. This connection to the day keeps his mind peaceful and clear. Nothing feels urgent. Each moment stands complete on its own, needing no rush toward what comes next. As late morning nears its end, the farmer senses it is nearly time to rest again. His body communicates gently, without demand. He finishes the task at hand, not pushing further. The field holds his work in silence. With a calm breath, he lowers his tools and prepares to walk homeward once more, carrying the quiet satisfaction of steady effort and the promise of rest ahead. Midday arrives again, resting warmly over the fields and village alike. The sun stands high, steady and bright, yet familiar. The farmer feels the shift without thought, guided by the gentle heaviness of the hour. Work naturally slows, not from weariness, but wisdom. This time of day is meant for easing back. The farmer accepts it calmly, knowing the land, like the body, thrive never and rest are allowed to be in balance. The farmer walks home along the same quiet path, footsteps unhurried. The village seems hushed again, wrapped in heat and light. Doors are closed, voices softened. This shared stillness feels comforting, as if everyone has agreed to rest together. The farmer breathes slowly, feeling the warmth settle into his shoulders. Midday asks for nothing more than awareness, and he offers it willingly, without resistance or thought. Inside the farmhouse, cool air embraces the farmer once again. Stone walls hold the quiet carefully, sheltering him from the sun's weight. He sits, letting the stillness settle around him. There is no urgency to move or speak. This pause feels complete in itself. Outside, the world continues softly, but here time stretches gently, allowing the farmer's body to recover in peace and silence. The farmer eats slowly, mindful of each small movement. Food restores him quietly, without ceremony. The simple flavors bring comfort rather than excitement. As he eats, his thoughts drift lightly, unburdened by plans or worry. This gentle nourishment supports the rhythm of his day, reminding him that life continues not through haste, but through steady care and respect for the body's needs. After the meal, the farmer reclines slightly, eyes growing heavy once more. He does not resist rest, nor does he chase sleep. He simply allows stillness to deepen. This quiet, drifting restores him in ways effort never could. Outside, the sun begins its slow descent. Inside, calm spreads gently. Let this moment linger with you as the day pauses again, breathing softly before continuing onward. The heat of midday slowly loosens its hold, and afternoon begins to breathe again. The farmer rises calmly, feeling refreshed without effort. Light shifts across the land, softer now, kinder to the eyes. This hour feels forgiving, offering space to continue without pressure. The farmer steps outside, sensing balance restored. Afternoon does not rush him forward. It simply opens itself quietly, inviting steady movement and gentle attention once more. Smaller tasks call for quiet hands. The farmer checks stores of grain, straightens wooden shelves, and ensures tools are ready for future days. These actions feel almost carrying speed. Each task fits neatly into the afternoon, like pieces settling into place. In this preparation, the farmer finds comfort, knowing that tomorrow is already being gently supported by the calm work of today. Outside, the village stirs softly once more. Footsteps pass, voices rise briefly, then fade. Life continues at an easy pace. The farmer notices without turning his head, content within his own rhythm. This shared flow brings reassurance. No one rushes ahead, and no one is left behind. The afternoon holds everyone gently, allowing each person to move at the speed that feels natural and unforced. The farmer walks to the field's edge again, observing rather than working hard. He studies the land quietly, reading signs written in soil and leaf. This watching feels peaceful and wise. It reminds him that not all work requires effort. Sometimes attention alone is enough. In this still moment, the farmer feels deeply connected, trusting that the land and time will continue their steady conversation without urgency. As afternoon begins to lean toward evening once more, the farmer gathers his thoughts and tools. The day feels full but not heavy. Each hour has found its place. With slow, steady steps, he turns homeward again. There is comfort in knowing what comes next. Let this calm settle with you as the light softens and the day prepares to close itself gently, without hurry or sound. Evening returns with a familiar softness, gently dimming the land and cooling the air. The sun lowers without drama, casting long shadows across paths and fields. The farmer feels the change settle into his body, signaling the slow close of another day. This hour brings quiet relief, not from exhaustion, but from completion. Nothing remains undone. The farmer walks calmly, allowing the light to fade naturally, just as his efforts now gently fall away. The village gathers itself inward as doors close and fires begin to glow. Smoke rises softly, drifting into the cooling sky. The farmer passes familiar homes, feeling connected without needing words. Everyone moves with the same understanding, guided by light rather than time. This shared quiet feels comforting, like a collective breath being released. The farmer's steps slow further, matching the village's gentle descent into evening calm. Inside his farmhouse, the farmer lights the fire once more. The flames answer quickly, steady and warm. Shadows dance across stone walls, familiar and reassuring. He stands for a moment, watching the glow, letting his thoughts soften. This small ritual marks safety and rest. The outside world grows distant now, replaced by this quiet interior space where the day's noise fades completely into calm and warmth. The evening meal is simple and slow. The farmer eats without distraction, savoring warmth rather than flavor. Each bite feels grounding, gently restoring what the day has spent. Outside, night deepens, and the village grows still. This quiet meal feels like a closing gesture, sealing the day with care. There is no rush to finish. Time stretches kindly, allowing the farmer to remain fully present in this peaceful moment. When the meal is done, the farmer sits quietly, hands resting, breath slow and even. The fire settles into embers, glowing softly. The day feels complete, folded gently behind him. Outside, stars begin their quiet watch once more. Soon, sleep will arrive naturally. For now, stillness deepens. Let this calm reach you too, as evening closes softly and the world prepares to rest without hurry or sound. Night settles fully across the village, drawing silence gently over fields and rooftops. The air cools, and the last colors of evening fade into dark blue. The farmer feels the day release its final hold. His movements slow even further, guided by comfort rather than need. This hour belongs to quiet completion, where nothing asks to be done. The world feels wrapped and protected, resting safely beneath the steady watch of the stars. Inside the farmhouse, the farmer prepares for sleep once again. He adjusts the straw bed, draws a blanket close, and moves with gentle care. These familiar actions feel comforting, like a lullaby repeated each night. The room is dim, lit only by faint embers. Stone walls hold warmth and quiet. In this sheltered space, the farmer feels secure, ready to let go of the day without thought or concern. The farmer lies down slowly, feeling the steady weight of rest settle over him. Muscles soften, breath deepens, and thoughts begin to drift away. Outside, distant night sounds whisper through the darkness. These sounds do not disturb, but soothe, reminding him that life continues gently even as he sleeps. In this surrender to night, the farmer finds peace, trusting fully in the rhythm that carries him forward. The fields rest under moonlight, unchanged and calm. Crops stand quietly, holding the promise of seasons yet to come. The earth cools, breathing slowly in the dark. This shared stillness connects land and farmer even in sleep. Nothing stirs with urgency. Time feels wide and forgiving, allowing night to deepen fully, wrapping everything in a silence that feels safe and complete. The farmer sleeps deeply now, carried by steady breath and quiet dreams. The village lies silent, cradled by darkness and starlight. Tomorrow waits patiently beyond the night, certain and unhurried. Let this calm remain with you. As the farmer rests, allow your own thoughts to soften and slow. The night holds everything gently, asking nothing, offering only peace, stillness, and the comfort of rest. The night reaches deepest, quietude. The village is wrapped completely in stillness, as if time itself has paused. Nov voices. The farmer sleeps undisturbed, held gently by darkness. This hour belongs only to rest, when the world releases all effort. The air feels heavy with calm, and the land lies silent, gathering strength for the light that will one day return without warning or sound. Inside the farmhouse, the farmer's breath moves slowly and evenly, Each rise and fall feels steady and sure. Dreams pass quietly, shaped by fields, seasons, and familiar paths. There is no struggle here, only ease. The body restores itself without effort, guided by ancient rhythms. In this deep rest, the farmer is far from worry or thought, anchored fully in the safety of the present moment. Outside, the fields remain still beneath the stars. Crops do not sway, and wind barely whispers. The earth cools fully now, breathing slow and deep. This silence is not empty, but full, holding the memory of the day and the promise of tomorrow. The land rests as the farmer rests, bound together by cycles older than words, moving gently through darkness without fear. Even the sky seems to pause, stars fixed in quiet watch. This moment feels endless, yet kind. The farmer does not know this hour by name, but his body understands it. This is the time when rest is deepest and most healing. Nothing presses forward, nothing calls out. The world feels perfectly balanced, suspended between what has passed and what has not yet begun. Let this stillness hold you as it holds the sleeping village. Breath slows, thoughts soften, and the weight of the day fades completely. Like the farmer, you are allowed to rest without purpose or plan. The deepest night asks nothing of you. It only offers quiet and safety. Remain here gently, knowing that light will return when it is ready, and until then, peace is enough. The deepest darkness slowly begins to soften, though night still holds the village close. Nothing stirs yet, but the air feels lighter, as if time itself has taken a quiet breath. The farmer sleeps on, unaware of the gentle shift. This moment is delicate and unspoken, when night loosens its grip without fully letting go. The world remains calm and safe, resting in a peaceful space between stillness and the promise of return. Inside the farmhouse, the farmer's sleep remains deep and steady. His body rests fully, free of tension, guided by rhythms learned over a lifetime. Breath flows evenly, slow and comforting. Dreams drift quietly, neither vivid nor heavy. This rest is complete and healing, asking nothing in return. Outside, unseen changes gather gently, preparing the world for light, while allowing the farmer every moment of calm he needs. The stars above seem to dim slightly, though they remain present and watchful. The sky holds a quiet promise, almost imperceptible. Fields lie silent, unchanged, resting deeply after the long cycle of day. The earth breathes slowly, steady and patient. This shared stillness between sky and land feels timeless, reminding us that change does not always announce itself, but often arrives gently, carried on silence. Within the stillness motion, no door open, no fear glow. This final stretch of night is kind and protective. The farmer's body senses nothing but rest, held securely by habit and shelter. This is the hour when nothing is required, when even time seems content to wait. The world feels perfectly balanced, resting in quiet harmony before the return of morning. Let this gentle quiet settle within you as well. Like the farmer, you do not need to prepare or anticipate. The night is slowly releasing, but there is no rush to follow. Rest remains complete in this moment. Breathe softly, allowing stillness to linger. Soon, dawn will come as it always does, calm and certain. Until then, remain here, wrapped in peace, where nothing asks for effort or thought. The horizon begins to soften with the faintest suggestion of light. It is not yet morning, only a quiet promise resting at the edge of the sky. The village remains asleep, roofs and paths still wrapped in shadow. The farmer rests deeply, untouched by the change. This hour feels gentle and careful, as if the world is preparing itself slowly, making sure not to disturb the peace that still holds everything together. Inside the farmhouse, the air feels cooler and fresh. The farmer shifts slightly in his sleep, body responding instinctively to the nearing day. He does not wake, yet something within him listens. Years of living by sun and season have shaped this quiet awareness. Even now, rest remains deep and calm. The coming morning waits patiently, allowing sleep to finish its gentle work without interruption. Outside, the fields hold perfectly still. Dew begins to gather once more, unseen but certain. The land prepares quietly, just as the sky does. No sound breaks the calm. This shared waiting feels peaceful and complete. The earth does not hurry the light, and the light does not rush the earth. Together, they move in harmony, reminding us that the most important changes often happen without noise or force. The stars slowly fade, one by one, giving space to the coming glow. The sky grows lighter, though darkness still remains. This moment feels balanced, resting between what has been and what will be. The farmer's breathing stays slow and steady, undisturbed. In this quiet transition, the world feels kind and patient, allowing night and morning to meet gently, without conflict or hurry. Let this gentle transition hold you as well. Nothing needs to begin yet. Like the farmer, you are allowed to remain at rest, suspended in calm. Dawn will arrive when it is ready, just as sleep will release you naturally. Until then, breathe softly and stay with this peaceful pause. The world is changing, but quietly, and peace still fills every corner of the night. Morning begins to open its eyes, slowly and without sound. Light spreads gently across the horizon, touching the edges of fields and rooftops. The village remains quiet, but the darkness loosens its hold. This moment feels tender, like a breath taken before waking. The farmer still sleeps, held in the final comfort of night. Nothing rushes forward. Morning arrives with patience, offering calm rather than demand, and welcoming another familiar day. Inside the farmhouse, pale light reaches the small window, resting softly on stone walls. The farmer stirs, eyes opening slowly. There is no alarm, only habit guiding him awake. He listens for a moment, hearing birds greet the dawn. This sound feels reassuring, expected. Another day has come, unchanged and steady. The farmer rises gently, feeling rested, grounded, and ready to move forward without haste. The farmer stands and stretches, joints responding calmly. Each movement is familiar, practiced over many mornings. He dresses simply, hands working without thought. These quiet preparations feel grounding, like stepping into a role that fits perfectly. Outside, the sky brightens further. The farmer feels no urgency to begin. Morning unfolds best when it is allowed to arrive fully, and he gives it that space. Stepping outside, the farmer meets the cool morning air. Dew sparkles faintly on grass beneath his feet. Fields stretch wide and waiting, unchanged yet full of promise. He pauses, breathing deeply, letting the moment settle. This pause feels complete, needing nothing more. Morning does not push him forward. It simply stands open, inviting presence, offering balance, and reminding him that the day begins best in stillness. The cycle begins again, calm and familiar. Morning asks only for awareness, not effort. The farmer moves forward gently, guided by rhythm rather than thought. Work will come, rest as always do. As light spreads across the land, let your thoughts soften too. In this steady repetition, there is deep comfort, where each beginning feels safe and every day unfolds quietly, just as it should. The morning gently settles into motion once more as the farmer begins his familiar work. Sunlight now fills the fields with a soft, steady glow. The air feels cool and clean, carrying the promise of a calm day. The farmer walks with quiet confidence, guided by routine rather than thought. This beginning feels neither heavy nor exciting, only right. Morning work starts slowly, allowing the body and land to meet again in balance. The animals are greeted first, as they always are. The farmer moves among them calmly, offering feed and water with gentle hands. Soft sounds rise and fade, blending into the morning air. These moments feel grounding, rooted in care rather than effort. The farmer understands that tending life is not rushed. Each small action supports the whole, creating quiet harmony between human, animal, and land at the start of the day. Tools are lifted again, familiar in weight and shape. The farmer returns to the field, letting his body find its rhythm naturally. Soil yields gently beneath his hands, coulant d'arc. There is no struggle here, only cooperation. Each motion flows into the next, calming the mind. In this steady labor, time feels unmeasured, stretching softly, allowing the farmer to work without pressure or the need to hurry forward. Sounds of the village drift faintly across the land. Other farmers begin their own tasks, unseen but present. This quiet awareness brings comfort. The farmer feels connected without distraction, supported by the shared rhythm of daily life. No one needs to speak. The morning itself holds everyone together, guiding each person gently forward, reminding them that work, when shared in time, becomes lighter and more peaceful. As the sun climbs a little higher, the farmer pauses briefly, resting on his tool. Morning work has found its pace. He breathes slowly, feeling steady and present. The day stretches wide ahead, offering time enough for everything. There is no urgency to fill it quickly. With calm acceptance, the farmer returns to his task, trusting the rhythm that has always carried him gently from hour to hour. The morning begins to soften as the sun climbs higher into the sky. Light grows warmer, resting longer on the fields and paths. The farmer feels the change without looking up, sensing it through the quiet pull of the hour. His movements remain steady, though slightly slower now. This part of the day feels full and settled. Morning has given what it can, and the world gently prepares to move into another calm phase. The farmer pauses to drink and rest, standing quietly among the rows of soil. The field does not rush him. Wind moves softly through grass, cooling his skin. These pauses are woven naturally into the day, not planned, but felt. The farmer understands this language well. By listening to his body and the land together, he keeps the rhythm gentle, allowing work to continue without strain or resistance. Sounds from the village drift a little closer now, softened by distance. Life continues everywhere at once, yet without urgency. The farmer hears it as background, comforting and familiar. He does not feel separate from it. This shared timing brings quiet reassurance, knowing others move through the same hours. Morning slowly loosens its grip, and the farmer senses the approach of rest, calm and expected. The farmer finishes one last small task, careful not to begin anything new. He knows when enough has been done. The field holds his efforts silently, unchanged yet marked by care. This understanding comes only with time. He straightens slowly, breathing deeply, feeling neither tired nor restless. The morning has reached its natural end, closing itself gently, without command or signal. Turning toward the village once more, the farmer begins the familiar walk home. The path feels warm beneath his feet. Midday waits ahead, offering stillness and relief. There is comfort in knowing what comes next. As he walks, let your thoughts walk with him, slowing gently. Morning fades not as a loss, but as a quiet handoff, passing the day calmly into the next peaceful hour. Midday settles once more over the village, calm and familiar, just as it has countless times before. The farmer returns home with steady steps, feeling the warmth of the sun and the ease of routine. Nothing feels unfinished. This moment is complete in itself. The land rests, the body slows, and the day pauses gently. In this quiet repetition, there is comfort, reminding us that life does not need change to feel meaningful or whole. Inside the farmhouse, cool shadows welcome the farmer again. He sets aside his tools and allows stillness to settle around him. This pause feels earned without effort. The walls hold silence softly, protecting him from heat and noise. Time stretches here, loose and forgiving. The farmer sits, breathing slowly, knowing that rest is not an interruption of life, but a necessary part of its gentle, steady rhythm. As the farmer rests, the world continues quietly beyond the walls. Fields wait, animals settle, and the village breathes together. Nothing presses forward. This shared stillness feels safe and complete. The farmer's thoughts grow soft, unshaped by plans or worries. Intimement, he exists simply as part of the dit self, neither ahead nor behind, but exactly where he belongs, held gently by time. The rhythm of the farmer's life reveals itself fully. Work, rest, morning, night, each returning without surprise. There is peace in knowing what comes next. The farmer does not wish for more. His days are shaped by care, patience, and balance. In this gentle cycle, life feels steady and kind. Nothing is wasted and nothing is rushed. Each hour has its place, and each place feels enough. As this story settles, let the farmer's calm remain with you. Like him, you are allowed to move slowly, to rest fully, and to trust the rhythm of your own days. Life does not need noise to be full. In quiet repetition, there is deep peace. As the farmer continues his gentle cycle beyond these words, allow your breath to slow, your thoughts to fade, and sleep to arrive softly, just as it always does.